Hi everybody, welcome back to Malander. This time I'm going to read chapter 4, which is called Lost Luggage. The next morning and I start to awake to the sound of munching. Farmer Violet is sitting in the middle of the lost property cellar, wrapped in a blanket, and she's showering me with golden crumbs from an enormous croissant. For the girl who doesn't exist, she's making quite a mess. Breakfast? Violet says, pulling a Danish pastry out from somewhere and tossing it to me. Where did you get this? I say, as I sit up and catch it. It's still warm. There was a pile of them on the trolley upstairs in the kitchen. Wait, you've been up to the hotel? Did anyone see you? There was a man shouting at me in French, says Violet, taking another bite, and a fork bounced off the wall behind me as I ran behind a waiter, but I don't think anyone got a good look at me. Why? Oh, Monsieur de Grise, the hotel's Belgian chef, guards his kitchen like a fortress, and if he thinks there's a thief about... Do you know what a cameraluna is? I ask, taking a cautious bite from my pastry. Violet shakes her head. But you know what a spy is, right? I say. Just don't let anyone see you, okay? Things could get serious if you do. There are spies in the hotel? Violet's eyes light up. I ignore the question. I'll be expected to open up my lost and foundry soon, and already I can hear guests checking in and out at hotel reception and the distant sound of breakfast being served. I start tidying some of the mess from yesterday, and I'm pleased when Violet gets up to help. Between us, it's not long before things are almost back to how they should be in my little cellar. Utter chaos, but the sort of chaos where I more or less know where everything is, and where some proper lost and foundering could be done if someone rings my bell. I wonder where it is, says Violet as we survey our handiwork. Or where they are. They might have had more than one. Where what is? I say, straightening my cap. I'm already struggling to keep up, and the day's barely begun. My parents' suitcase, or cases, I mean. They surely had luggage. Luggage that they would have left behind in the room when they vanished. Well, where is it? It's a good question. I should have thought of it. There are hundreds of lost bags and suitcases down here, I say, going back over a century. I'd need to check the register. Well, can you? Can I what? Check the register. I go up to my cubby hole and lift down the big leather book where I and all the lost and founders before me have recorded everything that had ever been handed in at the lost and foundry. I bring it to the cellar, open it out on the floor, and flick back to 12 years before. What are the green ticks for? Asked Violet. That's for when something is returned. See, you write a description of the item in black ink, make notes in blue if you have a lead to the owner. If you find clues, you mean, said Violet. I ignored her. And then tick the entry off in green if it gets returned. I see. So, is there an entry for Palmer? About 12 years ago. I know I was found in December. Violet stopped talking. Found the entry describing 2 suitcases and several loose items that were handed in the day that Violet's parents vanished. The name Palmer is written in careful letters. There are no notes in blue ink and no ticks in green. What there are, though, are hard red lines crossing the entire entry out. What does that mean? Says Violet. I fiddle with my cap. It means, that is to say, the red lines are, Herbie? Well, I'm afraid it means the owners were declared dead and the suitcases handed over to the next of kin. It means your parents' luggage isn't here. It means someone else in your family came to collect it. Violet shakes her head. No, that isn't right. My dad had no other family except my great-aunt Winnegar, of course. Great-aunt who? Violet pulls her face. Great-aunt Winnegar. She's my guardian, but she would never bother to collect lost suitcases, not unless she thought there might be cash or jewels in them. How do you know there wasn't? Because my dad's a writer, said Violet. Great-aunt Winnegar said he wasted his life chasing stories instead of money. Not bothered about sentimental value then, your great-aunt? The face again. Only worse. What about your mum, I say? Did she have family? There was a pause. But now I cannot see Violet's face at all. It's vanished beneath a mass of hair. I've no idea who my mum is, she said eventually. So I go quiet, and then I see the date. Hey, wait! It says here that your parents' cases were collected 2 years ago. But I was here then and I don't remember that, and this isn't my handwriting. They've been stolen, says Violet. One day when you were out, someone came here and took my parents' things. Stolen? From my lost and foundry? But it's possible, and if they were stolen, then someone who knows how the lost and foundry works must have done it. I go to the shelf where the Palmer suitcases should have been, and sure enough, there was a gap. I shove my hand deep into the dark space between the other lost bags, and my fingers touch something at the back, so I pull it out. It's 2 pairs of shoes, all tied together by laces, and attached to them is a neat label marked Palmer, loose footwear. I bring them over and hand them to Violet. These belong to you now, I say. It's all that's left. I'm sorry, Violet. Violet stares at the shoes in her arms, amazed. One pair is a man's brogues, well worn and scuffed, and the other pair is ladies' boots, stout, ankle-length, and polished smart underneath. If the shoes the police found on the harbour wall, It was the shoes the police found on the harbour wall after Violet's parents went missing. As I watch, Violet unties the laces with trembling fingers. Then she kicks off the flimsy canvas shoes she arrived in and slips the ankle boots on her feet. Aren't they a bit big, I ask? Violet shakes her head. My mum must have been quite small. For a moment I think she's going to hide in her hair again, but she wipes her eyes furiously. It is quite small, I mean. Then Violet snatches up the big leather register and taps the page. Room 407. It says my parents stayed in room 407. Well, yes. I want to go there, says Violet, shutting the book with a thud. I want to go there now. I think about saying no. I think about explaining to Violet that sneaking up to the 4th floor without being seen is impossible. Not without the chambermaids on their rounds and Mr. Mollusk on the prowl, but one look at Violet is enough to tell me there's no point. Somehow or other, we're going to room 407. 5 minutes later, I'm lurking in my cubbyhole waiting for the coast to clear. The Grand Nautilus Hotel is a strange place. In high season, it's full of guests, people in shorts, shades, and sunburns who drift about looking for anything and noticing nothing. But it's not like that in the winter. In the winter, people only stay here if they have a good reason, or a bad one. They're the kind of people who look at their reflections in the lobby mirrors just to see if they are being followed, or have to be seated where they cannot be seen. These people with secrets to keep, or secrets to uncover. These people who notice everything. And that's why I've waited till there's no one at all in the lobby except me and Amber Griss. The hotel receptionist is standing at her usual enormous mahogany desk. As I saunter over to her, all casual and nothing's up at all, she makes a face at me that says, I like you, Herbie Lemon. I always have, but I'm tired of defending you from Mr. Mollusk, so don't try any funny business with me today. Okay. I have a bit of a reputation. Morning, Amber, I say. There's some funny business going on outside. I think you should go and see for yourself. Now, Herbie, Amber warns, peering over her severe spectacles. No, really, I say. Do you hear that someone has stolen some croissants from the kitchen this morning? Yes, I did. Jeff is furious. Well, I say the thief is just outside selling those croissants round the side of the hotel. What? I can't do anything because I'm only about 12ish and it needs an adult, really, before Mr. Mollusk finds out. Oh, Moll, Amber starts to say. I mean, Mr. Mollusk, he'll go ballistic if he finds out. But I can't just leave reception. I tug the front of my uniform straight and snap smart to attention. I'll cover the desk for a moment, I say. You can count on me. Amber looks uncertain, so I try to look fresh-faced and dependable. Fine, Amber says eventually. Thanks, Herbie, I'll be as quick as I can. As she leaves her desk and clip-clops across the marble to the great revolving doors, leaving me feeling triumphant and clever, and yes, also a bit guilty. But I can worry about that later. I nip round behind the reception desk and glance both ways. Now I'm completely alone, with the keys to every room in the hotel. But just as I'm reaching the key to room 407, something really annoying happens. There's a ting from the lift, its doors clack open, and out steps Mr. Moss. Of course he sees me immediately. Herbert Lemon! He spits my name as he strides towards me. What are you doing there? Where's Miss Griss? At that point I could either lower my hand and try a grin, which would almost certainly make me look suspicious, or I could go for the more daring approach. I'd take the key. I'm on important lost and found business, I say in my poshest voice. Someone has left something in room 407. Sir? Old Mollusk barks the word out. Sir, I say. On lost and found of business, sir, Mollusk corrects, going a little crimson round the edges. You will address me as sir on all occasions. Certainly, sir. I snap to attention. Not just on certain occasions, sir, but always, sir. Good. Now, sir. What is it? Nothing, just practising. Just practising, sir. Old Mollusk is close to bursting a blood vessel by now. A winter guest coming out of the dining room looks over and frowns suspiciously. I will, of course, sir, I say, backing away from behind the desk with little bows and giving the manager enough respect and sirs for him to feel he's won the argument. Thank you, sir. I must be off now, sir. I'm still clutching the key, and to the sound of Amber clip-clopping back into the lobby, I turn and run up the stairs. And our next chapter is going to be called A Coin for the Mermonkey. See you all soon. Thanks for tuning in.